So, I'm not here to punish anyone, especially myself, but I'm not saying anything about being unkind, and I'm not here to be mean. Um, Narcissistic, yeah, I probably do have some of that. Um, Sometimes my relationships break down because of issues. I might be borderline. I know I'm bipolar. I know it. And I accept that and I take responsibility for it. But I will say that in the house that we grew up in, Mom had issues and my dad had issues. And Mom had agoraphobia, and she also suffered from panic attacks. And I know that when she got on Wellbutrin and we went to NAMI, that she was freed of those things somewhat, and she could drive, and she didn't have as many panic attacks. Is that a weakness of character? No. Is bipolar a weakness of character? No. It's a chemical imbalance in the brain. Where did it come from? Could it come from genetics? Could it come from a stressful childhood? Where did mine come from? Genetics, possibly. Possibly having parents that had mental illness. Dad had some characteristics of bipolar, depression, things he went with that made his making a living difficult. So we would want to say he might have a slight case of bipolar 2. Bipolar 2 is characterized by more depression and less mania, some hypomania. So I don't think it would be a stretch of the imagination that, and Mom developed some OCD, the attention, like cleaning, a lot of excessive cleaning. She would make me clean, and that's a release of the serotonin in the brain. When you clean and you take care of those little things, it releases some serotonin in the brain. So when I didn't get invited for Christmas, and when I got manhandled, when I was assaulted and battered at a family party, well, I got better. I was on medicine, so like I'm a freebie. I mean, I try all different stuff, and you can't control me, especially the mania. And plus, then I studied art, so I'm always trying different stuff. Plus, I was sneaking out of the house, and Mom had a hard time with me. And so does Jennifer. Jennifer just doesn't know what I'm going to say, and it scares her. But I would not say that my sister might suffer from OCD, and that is not punishment, and that's not belittling her. That's just to try to help her get help. Because I think her cutting me out of family, I thought it was her diagnosing me with a bipolar condition that's just not in existence as much because I'm on the right medicine. I'm like, I can come. I'm not going to have a meltdown. But then as I became out of myself and said, oh, this isn't about me. This is them calling me a scapegoat so they don't have to look at their issues. Do you see that? It's not to belittle you. It's to get you help. Because if you blame me for bipolar, but you haven't talked to me in months and months and months, and I'm like, I'm okay, but you don't check it out, that's you using me for a scapegoat because you don't want to check into your own issues. And I have said for months and months that you might have some stress that causes arthritis from trying to control stuff. And that's weird. You're telling Alan that you've got to control me. And from all the therapy, the only person you can control is yourself. I go to all kinds of parties and things and art openings, and nobody's trying to control me, you know? So Jennifer, I think you should look to yourself and getting yourself help. And the other thing is of concern, when I heard that you were pushing Ivy to do more gymnastics when she's hurt. Who cares? You know, you're not making money off this. Why? You know, don't. You know, we got a horse, an Arabian horse, because that's what Hillary wanted. And she fell off and hurt herself. And I knew it was a tough horse. I said, she never had to get back on that horse again. I said, Hillary, this horse might be too much for you. I wasn't going to make her ride that horse and conquer that horse. I said, no, don't do it. Got to let go, Jennifer. Let go of that control.